So I knew this report was gonna be coming out. Steven Espinoza, who used to work with Showtime Sports, used to be head of Showtime Sports, spoke to the media recently about Jerron Boots Ennis and his Ortiz situation, which I knew it was kind of hit and miss with that. But when he says talking about narratives, it's the sport of boxing, the reactions I've seen are insane. Now, let me say this real quick before I get into the reports. Because I'm gonna break something down he says important. But he says we talk about the narratives in the sport of boxing, and the reactions I've seen are insane. Brother, I don't know if y'all know it or not, but these promoters and these people who are in these boxing promotional companies, it's been a lot of narratives going on. Lot of narratives. Everybody been lying about a lot of stuff. Ain't no reason why I should be right about more stuff than people who actually in the sport of boxing. That's insane. And when that Jerron Boots in the situation, I have been right about everything I've said. From the Tim Tszyu situation, to the Barrio situation, to this Crawford situation, to this Ortiz situation. But when he says Boots don't duck anybody, he never has and never will. Nobody calling Boots a duck. I mean, he been fighting guys all his life. I mean, people are calling him a duck. But it's not a lot of people out here calling Boots a duck. Bro, it was a lot of people out here calling Crawford a duck. It was a lot of people out here calling Wilder a duck. A lot of people calling Benavidez a duck, Morrell. That became a huge thing. Huge. The Morrell and Benavidez thing became huge. They used Morrell's name to discredit Benavidez like he was a bum and he was running. The Morrell and Benavidez, that was a huge deal. Nothing that Boots has been in has been worse than any of those things. The Tank and Haney, don't even let me get started on that. So nothing I've seen in boxing has been worse. Crawford and Spence, when they was all these years, we just gonna forget all these years people acting like Crawford was a bum. He's not good enough for 147. We had 99% of the fans out here saying Crawford wasn't good enough for 147. Ain't nobody ever said Boots ain't good enough for 147. It ain't never been that bad for Boots. So when he says the narratives is in the sport of boxing, a lot of people, these people been pushing these narratives. You gotta understand that. A lot of these people been pushing these narratives about, oh, this guy ducking, that guy ducking. You don't gotta do that to promote a fight. Most of the biggest fights you've seen in boxing in the past 5 or 10 years, when Wilder and Fury got in the ring the first time, when nobody talking about who ducking and nothing. They got in the ring and had a big fight. That was it. It don't take all that ducking and this and that. That's stuff that people they feel like they gotta do it, or you can easily say, nah, so-and-so ain't ducking me. But dudes be like, yeah, go along with the narrative. So the narrative is built off of that. When you say other people are ducking you, then that means when you don't accept the fight, in fans' eyes, that means you're ducking because you've been saying other people have been ducking. That's where the narrative comes from. People don't run around and say, oh, so-and-so's ducking Bitterbill, or so-and-so's ducking this person, because Bitterbill fighting everybody. Ain't nobody saying so-and-so ducking Usyk because Usyk fighting everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's only used like that when sometimes the fans bring up, oh, this fighter's getting ducked. And then when a fight comes along, or whoever said, it's the same thing, bro. They just use the same kind of energy that goes along. I'm telling you, fighters that don't talk like this, they don't get accused of ducking or somebody ducking them. It just never happens. They don't entertain it a lot of times. They really don't. Like Inoue right now, it ain't nobody right now that fans are saying that Inoue ducking or that he getting ducked by right now. It's not really a name. It's not right now. There's not a name out there right now. So, but he said Boots don't duck anybody. It never has and never will. Bozy, that's not the kind of fighter that he trains. It's not the kind of son that he raised. Basically what he's saying in these things He said there's not a ounce of hesitation in Boots fighting Ortiz, Crawford, or anybody at 147 or 54. He said, and he also said, Ennis has struggled to land the top fights at 47 and 54 since joining Matchroom, but according to Espinoza, Ennis needs a career-defining fight as soon as possible. I understand why he went elsewhere. I'm sure he's not looking back and saying would've, could've, and should've, and I'm not going to say that either. I think he had upfront words in his mouth, but reading the situation, I think he was concerned about what the future of PBC would be and their ability to keep him busy. He was concerned. He said, I think he was concerned about the future of PBC, what the future of PBC would be and their abilities to keep him busy. I think that's why he looked elsewhere. That's the same situation with Boots, and it's the same situation with Shakur Stevenson. PBC cannot keep people busy right now. He just admitted that basically Boots wasn't confident in us keeping them busy. And if you look at the schedule we didn't have, we're not going to be able to keep them busy. And I said that. And when you're not busy, you ain't making no money. So Boots left for not being able to be busy. Did he duck those fights that was there? No, because they was going to get made. I'm talking about the fights early this year. I ain't talking about what people just found out recently. I'm talking about early this year with like Barrios and Tim Tszyu. He was already in the contract. Once his promoter passed away and that contract moved, contract got voided out, whatever it was, allegedly, it was a wrap. I was like, dang, that's it right there. That's it. I said, once that happens, it's going to be hard to kind of get him in a tough fight. Because once he gets in a situation where because he hasn't really made the money that a lot of other guys have, especially like a Berlanga and a Munguia. And those guys aren't champions at their weight class right now. So you can look at it from that perspective. Like everything, most things is about money right now. Dude's trying to get paid. That's what the real thing is that's going on right now. Guys trying to get paid, man. They trying to get paid. It is what it is.